Hello and welcome to Sapl On Demand. Today's tutorial, we will be learning how to download an audiobook to our computers. The first thing we need to do is go to the Overdrive webpage. So to do that, we're going to go to mysapl.org. We're going to click on Catalog, and then we are going to click on Digital Collections. It's in the middle of the page. Once that drop menu comes down, then we will select Overdrive. Once your page loads, the first thing we're going to want to do is download the Overdrive Media Console. This will allow us to play audiobooks on your PC. To do that, we're going to click on this button that says Help in the top right corner. Then you'll see a button here that says Overdrive Get the App. We're going to click on that. That'll open up a new window, and then we can scroll down. Once your page loads, we'll scroll down, and it tells you a little bit about what you can do with the Overdrive app. Once you scroll down all the way to the very bottom, you're going to click on Download for Windows Desktop. It's the very last option. Once you click that, your download will start. If you're using Chrome, the download file will appear on the bottom left corner. Once that loads, you can simply click on the download and it'll open it up. So you will get a security warning and you're going to want to click on Run. Then you'll click on Next. You'll read the license agreement. And if you agree with the license agreement, you're going to click I agree, and then you'll click on Next. So on this next window here, it will ask you where you want your program to be installed. The default location is already present, so you can click on Next. And once you're ready to install, you will click on Next on the final page. Your item will start to install. So once you have that installed, on your desktop, you'll see a blue icon with a white O on the bottom right corner, and it's going to be called Overdrive Media Console. So once you have that installed, we'll set that aside for a minute, and we want to go back to the window we were working with before we went to the help page on Overdrive. It looks a little bit like this, back to the library's webpage. So if we click on the library logo, it'll take us back to the home page. Now we can go and find an audiobook. We have hundreds of audiobooks that you can choose for, maybe even thousands. And so I'm just going to click on All Fiction and just download a random audiobook here. So once I find one that I like, now you also want to make sure that if you're thinking about transferring this audiobook to a device, you want to make sure that you select the format MP3. So on the left side, you'll have some limiters, and on one of the first ones is format. We have two different formats for audiobooks. The first one is MP3, and the second one is WMA. WMA stands for Windows Media Audio, and this is a file that only works with Windows devices. So if you're planning on transferring it to some other device like an iPad, an MP3 player, or anything like that, you want to make sure you select Overdrive MP3 audiobook. That will give you the most versatile file format that will work on almost every device out there. So once you select that, you can find an audiobook that you like. You want to pay attention to the top right corner of each title. You can see a little pair of headphones there. Now if you see them grayed out, like these first three that I have here on my page, that means that those audiobooks are not available for checkout. You'll have to place a hold if you want to check those books out. If you see it filled in, then that means that item is ready to borrow. So you see, as soon as I move my mouse over the title, it'll say borrow on an item that's available. On the ones that aren't available, it'll say place a hold. So I want to borrow this one, so I'll click on borrow. I'll type in my library card number. Once I log into my account, I'll have my audiobook right here. I can click on download. and the item will begin to download. On Chrome, the web browser that I'm using, it'll pop up on the bottom left. All I do is I click on that. The next window that pops up that everyone should get is the Get Media window, and this window will ask you where you want to install the MP3s that you're about to download. The default location is fine for me, so I'll just hit OK. And the next window is just asking me if I want to create the folder because it doesn't exist. And yes, I do want to create the folder for those MP3s. This next window here prompts us on the parts that we want to download for this audiobook. I want to download every single part, so I just want to double check that all the parts are checked and are going to be downloaded. So I see parts 1 through 16 are checked, so then I'll just hit OK. You can see on the bottom parts here that it says downloading part 2 of the title of my item, and you can see the progress bar on the right. So as soon as all those are downloaded, I'll be able to listen to my audiobook. And once your items are all downloaded, you can click on play, and your items will start to play. Well, that's our tutorial for today. Stay tuned for more videos from Sapl On Demand. Thank you.